NBA players give their all to the art of playing ball, and in return they receive quite the pretty penny. But not every baller is running around with Michael Jordan kind of money. While most players are set for life, you'd be surprised at how relatively little they're really making. In this video, we've compiled 8 of the biggest NBA players whom you likely didn't know were this broke. Let's get started. Number 8. Darius Miles. This player broke records the very first year he joined the NBA. He made the all-rookie team his first year, which was the very first time a player who didn't college had this honor. Towering above players at 6'9", Miles had the flexibility to rival the shortest players of the league, making him a big threat. Unfortunately for him, he suffered a critical knee injury that put him off the court for 2 whole years. This led to salary cuts when he returned, and he found himself getting shuffled among different teams. He eventually retired in 2009, and after a short acting career, he ended up filing for bankruptcy in 2016, owing $1 million in debts he couldn't pay that were the result of poorly timed investments in real estate following the 2008 housing crisis. Number 7. Gilbert Arena. During his prime, Agent Zero was a terrifying specter on the court. He broke records by scoring 60 points in one game and became a fan favorite because he was a big gamer who had a playful personality. While he's still worth $40 million, his lifetime salary was $160 million, and that's not counting multi-million endorsement deals from companies like Adidas. For Arenas, things took a turn for the worse when a story broke out that he and a fellow teammate had pointed their weapons at each other in the Washington Wizards locker room, costing him a sponsorship from Adidas. This, on top of massive child support payments and exorbitant spending, have dwindled his wealth away. Number 6. Greg Oden. During his short time at the NBA, Oden was making waves on the court. The 7-foot titan was considered a once-in-a-decade kind of player, but he only managed to play 82 games in the league since he never landed an NBA contract. Injuries would be the issue that kept teams skeptical about his future in the league, and he retired at 29. He was the most hyped dud in recent memory. This short career meant that, despite all the hype and coverage, Oden really doesn't have that much in the bank. He made around $12 million during his career, and after a few years now, he's valued at only $2.5 million. He'll be living a very comfortable life, yes, but maybe he should stick with a day job, just in case. Number 5. Dennis Rodman. Rodman is probably the most well-known over his controversial escapades on and off the court. His list of controversies is lengthy. The former Mavericks player visited North Korea to visit the Dear Leader. He headbutted a referee during a heated moment in a game, and the list goes on. So it shouldn't surprise you that the guy who made a name for himself by being irresponsible has been grossly negligent with his money. His estimated net worth sits at a negative $1 million. After a bout with alcohol dependency, multiple failed marriages, and huge child support payments, fine after fine after fine, this man is broke. Number 4. Robert Swift. After a prolific NBA career, Swift found himself in trouble after trouble. A DUI in 2011, a home foreclosure in 2013, he was found living in a drug den in 2014, and just a year later, he was arrested for home invasion. Luckily, he's found his footing and plays professional b-ball in Spain, likely due to the fact that he blew through all his money. Number 3. Sheryl Swoopes. Okay, we know we're cheating a little, but the woes of the WNBA deserves a spot on this list. The 3-time Olympic gold medalist and 3-time WNBA MVP and Women's Basketball Hall of Famer should be stinking rich. She made $50 million throughout her career, but in 2004 she had to file for bankruptcy and her net worth is now estimated to be $200,000. Part of it is definitely the discrepancy in pay between the men and women's league, but there's no denying that the female Michael Jordan has drastically misspent her money. Number 2. Scottie Pippen. Taking home $120 million, Pippen's story is a tragic one. His former team recommended him a financial advisor to manage his money, but on a whim, Pippen chose to invest about 20% of his wealth with another investor that turned out to be a scam artist. The investor went so far as to forge Pippen's signature on his own personal loans. He can't blame others though. He also spent an incredible amount of money on things he didn't need, like a $4 million personal jet that didn't even work. Today he's valued at $50 million, which is a lot of money, but a dramatic drop in wealth for this former superstar. Number 1. Delonte West. The controversy surrounding West has completely overshadowed his basketball career. One of the craziest rumors is that he had an intimate relationship with LeBron James' mom while they were teammates in 2010, and considering the kind of guy he is, we could believe it. After earning over $14 million with the NBA, he squandered the wealth and sits on a vast fortune of only $200,000 today. He was recently photographed panhandling on the side of the street, which, for someone that was once playing against the best basketball players in the world, is a sad sight to see. Maybe it's karma for the whole LeBron business. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you like this video, let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our future videos. See you in the next one.